finally, last but not least, Ron DeFilippis, who is our current chairman, and he has carried on his responsibilities in the fine tradition of all the other chairmen in the past. He's provided a great deal of leadership to the commission.
Thank you, Jeff, and thank everybody for being here. I have the unenviable position of being in between you and the cake. We have one more item. Okay, I thought it was last. I'm sorry. I apologize. But I'll still move along as best I can. A little bit about my background. I'm not an attorney, which you may find unusual. The commission finds it unusual, I guess. I'm actually a CPA. And from what we can gather, probably the only CPA ever on the commission in the last 4 years, to the point where the state society actually CPA'd the ground department. They thought that was cute. My previous life, actually, I was born in the Watergate era, not actually in the era. I was born before that. But when I came into professional existence, my first job out of school was federal agent for Internal Revenue Service. I was a revenue agent. Graduated in 1973. Remember 1973? You're not. Little thing about some money and some people breaking into a headquarters and getting some secrets and things of that nature. So when I went out in the field and I would audit somebody, gas station in Elizabeth or grocery store in Newark, invariably the owner would say to me, "You're in here checking my books, and we have that crook in the White House." Okay? So Watergate was overshadowed my early life for at least 3 years. And to the point where we went through FBI training for sensitivity to be able to deflect those kinds of comments. And here we are 40 years later, and Watergate is still a part of my life, and in the sense that I'm the commission and what we do. First of all, I want to thank my fellow commissioners. I want to thank Vice Chairman Ronald and Commissioner Amos Saunders, Judge Saunders. In addition to being fellow commissioners, they're also very good friends. We all met each other here through this ELEC, and we work seamlessly. As you notice, there's only 3 of us. We're still waiting for a 4th to ascend, but it appears that the logjam on appointments, in addition to judges, also carries over into ELEC. So we're operating with 3 commissioners. It's been that way for quite a while now. It's going to be almost 2 years. I also want to thank Jeff and Joe right in front of me, and our 3 directors who are here as well. Just a phenomenal team, absolutely phenomenal team. The people of New Jersey are well served with leadership that is and with the staff. The staff is just outstanding, absolutely outstanding. Our council, Matthews, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Is here as well, and it's been a great addition, and just reappointed actually for the upcoming year as well. We truly value his expertise and his advice. Peter Tolbert, never met you before until today. He's actually responsible for me being here. Okay, I got a call from a fellow Republican from Morris County. You may have heard of him. His name is Chris Christie. This is in May of 2010, and I had known the governor in many ways because I was in the CPA. I was treasurer for a host of different things, and he asked that that I fill this position, and I asked him, well, what does it entail? And so he turned me over to Michelle Brown, and Michelle Brown kind of said, well, let me have you talk to Peter Tolbert. And so Peter and I spoke. I think it was a Monday. I think they had told me on Friday, and after my discussion with Peter, I hung up the phone because it just sounded like such a glorious thing to do, and it's just a rich thing that you can do for your statement for your fellow citizens. And it wasn't going to take much time, according to Peter. And so I called Michelle Brown back and said, yes, I'm in, and that's why I'm here today on the advice of Peter. But I do not regret it. It was great advice. Thank you very much. The people that have come to work with here and know here, it's just been phenomenal. And to see them operating is just, there are no R's, there are no D's, there are no I's. There's those that violate and those that don't violate. And that's really the way we look at things. And it's not a bipartisan, it is a nonpartisan operation. And we do the best we can, and we try to administer everything equally, and I think we do a really, really good job of that. Also want to say that back again, I guess, I don't want to date everything, but I guess it was in the 90s, when my good friend, Speaker Hatayan, was in the Assembly, and I was the treasurer of ARM, or one of the big six, as we call them today. Every once in a while, Chuck and I would meet, sign checks, pay bills, and he would always say to me, keep me out of newspapers. And that was a lesson that I had heard from other people who were in office. I just wish it was a lesson that some of our politicians today could follow as well. Because I really think that the disclosure aspects, the honesty aspects, the cheating aspects, getting around pay to play, which we now see with the Ferguson case, which is just a giant of a case. Understand that before you pick up that petition and look at those signatures from your neighbors to run for town council or mayor or field or sheriff assembly, doesn't really matter. But understand what you're getting involved in and what the citizens are asking you to do. And eventually, not the day it happens, but eventually you will find out there's something wrong. And you will pay a price for that. Reputation, monetary fines, and things of that nature. And I just wish that message could get out there more than it does right now. Okay? But it's not to the, obviously not, the commission does all that it can. If you use a little more money, I understand that budget constraints, we use another commissioner, if you understand these, we're looking at certain things like that. But we will get through all that. And I know Jeff, Joe, and all the staff are directed towards the future. It's a great 40 years that have gotten us to this point, but this is not an end. This is still, we're still along the trail. We've got to modernize, we've got to do things quicker, we've got to do it faster. And I know the budget constraints are keeping us from reaching that goal, but eventually those budget constraints will fall by the wayside, and eventually we will break through, and we will get to where we need to be, so that the citizens can get the disclosure they deserve. They don't deserve that disclosure 4 years after they go. They deserve that disclosure the day they walk into the place, and before they go. And that's really our goal. And like I said, we're trying all we can with basically a flat budget now for